Red Bull has just shocked the grid as it has revealed it plans to unveil their 2025 driver lineup before Christmas, amid reports that the team may part ways with Sergio Perez following a dismal season for the Mexican. But they do have someone lined up we haven't thought about? Or are they going with the most popular decision within the team? And will Perez's successor even be able to better his results with a car that has fallen behind this year? Or have they figured that out too? Marco stated that it was evident that the team would develop the RB21 around Verstappen's driving style, so whomever got in alongside him would have to adjust to that. But he did let us all know that Perez being in a Red Bull seat in 2025 is not a given. However, keeping Verstappen in the main Red Bull seat will also remain a challenge for the team. Since we have the fastest and best driver in the field in Max, it is only natural that we take his preferences into account when it comes to developing the car's handling characteristics, he said. I am sure that as long as we give him a competitive car, he will stay at Red Bull Racing. The good thing is that Verstappen's next teammate will also benefit from that competitive car, and who this could be seems to be known within the team. And it might still be someone else than Perez, as all the rumours regarding a buyout clause have been far off the mark. We will be announcing news in the next few days about what the driver pairing will look like next year. There is a lot of speculation, and transfer fees are being mentioned that are complete nonsense. So it looks like anything is possible for Red Bull and Yuki Tsunoda, who had the opportunity to drive a Red Bull car for the first time in his career during post-season testing, is one possibility. And Tsunoda believes he impressed Red Bull with his technical comments during his latest Formula 1 test for the team, despite the fact that the squad had previously doubted him in this area. Even Helmut Marko congratulated him following the test. During the post-season tests, Yuki Tsunoda was allowed to take to the track in the RB20, and the team was happy with his technical feedback. In this respect, he is far better than people give him credit for. He is just one of many talents that we have in our ranks, Marko stated. However, Marko is also aware of the rapid appearance of new drivers, such as Liam Lawson, whom Red Bull helped develop in recent years, and Ishaq Hadjar, who is on standby having just finished his season in Formula 2. We can also expect a lot from the young drivers in Formula 1. It is gratifying that after a long period in which there have been hardly any changes, several promising rookies can show what they are capable of. Next year, we will have Gabriel Bortoleto in the field, who won Formula 2, and Oliver Behrman and Kimi Antonelli are also moving up. And if we were to field a junior at Racing Bulls, that would be 4 newcomers in the field, so you could speak of a generational change. So there are many reasons to look forward to the new season, and we can't wait to get back on track and show what we are capable of. So, for now, it's not a given that Tsunoda would be the one to take over from Perez, however he left a good impression. However, while Tsunoda is an apparent possibility for a promotion from RB if Sergio Perez is dropped for next year, it is thought that the team's reservations about his technical feedback and driving style have always worked against him. Reflecting on his days running at the Yas Marina circuit, Tsunoda believes he has finally alleviated some of the doubts about him, which may assist his prospects of promotion. It is expected that Red Bull will make a statement about its driver intentions later this week. However, his teammate Liam Lawson remains the favourite to be promoted if Perez is dropped. Speaking at the Honda Racing season finale event, Tsunoda said, "I heard a lot about how impressed they were, particularly with my feedback. This came not only from the trackside engineers, but also from the engineers supporting remotely from Red Bull's factory in Milton Keynes. They mentioned how impressed they were with my input. That area was a key target for me. I believe Red Bull already understands that my speed isn't much of an issue. Instead, what they're more focused on is things like my feedback, my behaviour within the team, and how I conduct myself in the car. They probably saw those areas as the biggest unknowns. So while keeping that in mind, I continued to provide feedback as I always have, aiming to communicate as thoroughly and with as much detail as possible." While Tsunoda saw certain variations between Red Bull's approach and the RB team for which he has raced, he stated the most significant distinction was the level of technical explanation that he was required to deliver. Even though the two teams are quite different, there are some similarities, particularly in the positive atmosphere, he said. If I were to give one example regarding the engineering process, Red Bull digs deeper into every comment I make. They don't miss anything I mention, asking very detailed follow-up questions to explore even more specifics. While they have this energetic image when it comes to engineering and the car, they're incredibly thorough and detail-oriented. In a way, I think this precision aligns with the attention to detail often associated with Japanese people. I also felt a strong energy, where everyone freely shares and exchanges comments without hesitation. That's not to say our team doesn't have that, but I think it's an area where the two teams differ slightly. Tsunoda concedes he is not the front-runner for the Red Bull post, but adds, "It would be a dream come true if it happened." He added, "I think the chances are 50-50. Of course, I'd be happiest if I could drive for Red Bull, but I'm incredibly grateful for all the support I'm receiving from everyone in this current situation." What do you think? Could you see Tsunoda in a Red Bull next year? Or will Red Bull choose Lawson? Or perhaps, most unlikely, but still possible, they'll just keep Perez in that second Red Bull seat. Could that also be a possibility? Nevertheless, whoever gets that seat will have to hope Red Bull figure out what went wrong this year as development lagged and the car fell down in the pecking order. But Red Bull have got a plan for 2025. Red Bull believes that improving car balance, rather than just increasing downforce on the RB21, is critical to their Formula One title goals in 2025. The Milton Keynes-based team struggled throughout the season after losing an early edge at the Miami Grand Prix to its primary competitors. Although Max Verstappen finished the year as drivers' champion, due in part to a large points lead he built up at the start of the season, the team finished third in the constructors' standings, after McLaren and Ferrari. Eager not to lose again in 2025, the team believes that by determining what occurred with their car this year, it will be able to solve the essential pieces required for a fightback. Red Bull racing advisor Helmut Marko stated that the focus has shifted away from just pursuing greater downforce. "We know what to do," he explained. "This car needs a wider working window so that it doesn't immediately become unbalanced when there are slight temperature fluctuations or minor technical changes. That's exactly what our engineers are working on. 40 points of downforce is good, but 4/10 on the stopwatch is what interests me and the drivers. The handling must be predictable for the driver so that he can build up the necessary confidence." With the field becoming more competitive this year, Red Bull believes that the struggle in 2025 would be even more difficult, provided the regulations remain the same. "I am sure that we will be facing a close battle at the top next year, and that is normal in the last year of a regulation period," he said. "The field will be closer together." It is common practice in Formula One to copy successful concepts, and the longer the specifications remain stable, the more similar the cars will become. This automatically increases the level of performance. "We will give it our all again next year. There will be some changes in the team, as there have been some departures, but we are well positioned, and I believe that our team is capable of giving Max a car that will enable him to fight for the World Championship again." So, can they turn things around for 2025? Do you believe in a big turnaround? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.